Okay, before you tell a realtor your budget, before you tell them how much you love a house, and definitely before you say how high you're willing to go, there's one form you need to understand because it completely changes who that agent that you're talking to is working for. So this is called the Working with Real Estate Agent Disclosure Form. People sign it generally without really knowing what it means. First, this form is not a contract. Signing it does not mean that you're committing to working with someone or working with an agent at all. All it means is that you've received the document and the agent has explained how agency works. Here in North Carolina, we're legally required to go over this document with you at first substantial contact. So this means before you start sharing important details or before I begin advising you, we sign this document. The purpose of this form is to protect you. So here's why it matters. Not every agent you talk to represents you. It's until you have a formal agreement in place, which is a whole nother different document. That is when an agent is required to keep your information confidential. So if you casually say something like, oh, I'd go higher if I had to for this property or anything like that, that information could be shared with the seller. This form is your heads up before that ever happens. That is why it's so important. So this document outlines 4 different types of relationships. The first one is buyer agency. This means that the agent that gives you this form represents you, is loyal to you, negotiates on your behalf, and keeps your information confidential. You have someone fully in your corner. That is the first type of relationship, and that's what buyer agency means. Dual agency is when the same firm represents both the buyer and the seller in a transaction. In this case, the agent has to be neutral, really just like a referee in a game. They cannot choose a side, cannot advise one party over the other, or share confidential information. So really just a facilitator of the deal, not advocating. The third one is designated dual agency. This is a more structured version and super common version of dual agency, where the firm still represents both sides, but you have an agent assigned to the buyer and an agent assigned to the seller. So each agent is loyal to their own clients, even though they're under the same brokerage. This happens so much with the larger brokerages. And the last one is unrepresented buyer. This one surprises most people. If you do not have your own agent and you are working with the listing agent, that agent represents the seller. They can help you with the transaction, but they are not working in your best interest, and they do not owe you confidentiality because you are an unrepresented buyer. So anything you share can be used to benefit the seller. Okay, so here's our gold nugget, the key takeaway. Do not share confidential information until you understand who represents you. If you walk into an open house and say, I love this house, I'd go over asking, just know that unless you have agreed to representation, that agent is working for the seller. So this is why we have you sign the form. It is not about locking you into anything. It is about making sure that you understand your options before you start making decisions or sharing important details with anyone so that you can move forward strategically. So, another point that I'd like to share, this is really important that you get this paper from any agent that you start talking to. If you do not get this paper from the agent that you're starting to share information with, that's a no-no. That's a big red flag. Okay, pause here. I think I need to quiet my conversation and think about this more. So I just want to kind of share this information with you. It's super helpful to fully understand, even for myself, to explain again what this information means, what it would mean for you. A good way to kind of shop real estate agents is to make sure that they're doing the right things. Go to these open houses, talk with folks, but keep your information private until you decide who you're working with.